So guys, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency wallets, what to use, what not to use. Obviously, we are big fans of the Bread wallet. If you're going to make any investment in cryptocurrency, I don't see Bitcoin going south anytime soon.
Everybody who's tried to kill it, the governments have tried to kill it, hackers have tried to kill it, Wall Street's just beginning to try to kill it. So far, they haven't been successful at all. So, it's going to be fine.
We're going to talk about wallets today. So I want to put some cryptocurrency in my wallet. So how do I do that? Do you have any Bitcoins on you? Have any they're coins,
No,
right?
You want a place to store it. So, like you have a wallet, you want something digital or actual physical hardware where you can put your Bitcoin.
How many types of wallets are there? Two types. And what are they? What are they called?
One is a cold wallet, anything that's not connected to online.
So it's just completely off the internet. Nobody can access it from a Wi-Fi, nothing.
Nothing.
There's completely just a piece of hardware that digital currency is stored inside.
Exactly. And so you may have heard stories of people losing Bitcoin back in 2011, 2013. They had their Bitcoin on their hardware on their laptop, and they threw it out or something. They didn't think it was going to be worth anything. They tried to go find it years later, that kind of thing. And then the second type is the hot wallet.
Hot wallet.
Yeah. Hot, is kind of like a little bit of a warning, right? It's something that may be accessed. So basically it's connected to the internet.
Theoretically.
So it's more software based. There's two types of hot wallets, which we're going to talk about today. So the first one is a web wallet, which is hosted by a third party. So that's your Coinbase, that's your Bitflyer. Those are the ones you don't really want to keep your money on.
Yeah, and then Jacob is watching on Instagram. He says, is Bread Wallet the one where I don't need to verify my account with a government ID? No, anybody can download Bread Wallet right now. So if you pick up your mobile device and you go to the App Store and you type in BREAD wallet, you'll see the symbol here, and just download it. And as we go through today's tutorial, you can actually look at it on your phone.
You go to your wallet, you open Bread Wallet. It'll ask you for your PIN code. I haven't put any on my mobile because I don't really keep much. I don't keep any on my mobile actually, but for beginners, this is the best place you can put your crypto. And so you can see you can have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Bread. And then you can also add any ERC or Ethereum based token. So there's literally hundreds of tokens you can put on here. And I think his question though, he was asking how can you buy? Do you need KYC, which is know your customer? Do you have to give your ID about government when you buy Bitcoin on Bread Wallet? So you don't give your ID to Bread actually. If you buy it with a credit card, you have to give a little bit of information. But there's ways to buy it with cash as well, if you want to be a little bit more private about it. Bread Wallet is probably the best mobile wallet that you can get because you actually have access to holding your Bitcoins. It's a decentralized system. So Bread is not a third party. They don't hold your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Your Bitcoin is actually still kept on the blockchain.
No third party. Nobody else is holding it. You're in direct control of your Bread wallet as long as you have control of your smartphone.
Exactly. And even if you lose your smartphone, as long as you have what we'll get into a little bit later here about recovery, as long as you remember or write down a simple password, you can recover it even if your phone gets destroyed by a bulldozer or whatever. So this picture does not look beautiful, but the reason why it's broken up is because you don't want to see the actual address.
So what is this? What are we looking at?
So we're looking at a private key. A private key is basically the alphanumeric code, which is what you own Bitcoin with. So it's a bunch of numbers and letters. So somebody broke this one up here to show it as an example. I think they dropped it in water or something. People used to keep it on a paper wallet. So you used to write down the actual letters and numbers that represent your private key, what you own Bitcoin with.
Okay, so what is a private key?
It's a code which shows you control your Bitcoin.
Where do you enter this code to get your Bitcoin?
So you can have it in your wallet, any wallet that you use, your digital wallet, or you can write it down. Then you would put it somewhere safe so that nobody can see it. But basically, you don't want it to be online. You
physically write down this alphanumeric code, or you print it out.
Right.
You hide it somewhere physically, like in a safe or in a necklace, locket, or something. And then if you can save cryptocurrency coded into this alphanumeric code, and retrieve it once you enter that
Perfect.
code. Okay.
Exactly.
But what happens if you lose your paper key?
You're done. Your Bitcoin's gone. So it stays on the blockchain, but you can't access it.
So once you lose your private key on Paper Wallet,
you can't access your Bitcoin. The paper wallet used to be the main form, which you would kind of view it as holding cash.
Right.
It's paper, right? But they updated it to where you can make a seed, which is just 12 words. So basically it randomizes 12 words to represent your alphanumeric code that is your private key. And so if you memorize those 12 words or you write them down somewhere.
Yeah, and that's what Bread Wallet makes you do when you set it up. Do not tell those words to anybody. Write them down somewhere secret.
Exactly, like a passphrase, like Mo said. This is a hardware wallet. So we mentioned the cold storage before. This is actually a piece of hardware where you can store your Bitcoin offline.
Okay, so it's an offline wallet. You can download Bitcoin onto this?
Exactly.
Only Bitcoin or other coins?
Other coins too.
Okay.
This is a Trezor. There's also one called Ledger. So this is your desktop wallet. So this is basically Electrum, which is Bread is the one we're wearing today for your mobile. And then Electrum, this is your actual wallet for your desktop.
Yeah, and the Electrum is spelled at the top, Electrum, Electrum wallet. The only downside I'd say to this wallet is make sure you keep it updated and make sure you have backups of your seed. Back it up.
Yeah, your seed represents your private key.
Yes.
So it's the 12 words that you get both on Bread and Electrum when you start. We'll show that here in a bit.
Make sure you back everything up or you will lose all your money. There is nobody you can go to. There is no agency you can go to. There is nothing. Back up your money. Back it up, back it up, back it up.
Yep.
This is Bread Wallet. It tracks the price of Bitcoin, which a lot of wallets just don't do. This one tracks the price of Bitcoin so you can see what's going on. And the speed of the transactions is so fast. In addition, you pay really, really low fees when you use Bread Wallet.
It's the best thing that is out there for beginners to, get their Bitcoin, have a place to hold it if you're not holding, too much, and then figure out how to use the other technology after you figure Bread out. After you start making a lot of money, you don't want to be holding much here. It's a great place if you're going to be spending your Bitcoin or transferring them. Before we mentioned there's a public key, which is last week how we talked about how you send Bitcoin. That's the one on the left. There's a private key. This is the one that you hold on your hardware or on your software that you don't show to anybody. It's a key that shows you control your Bitcoin.
Okay, and so is this private key stored on Bread Wallet right now?
It's stored on the blockchain, actually.
Can I access my private key through Bread Wallet?
Yes.
How do I do that?
You get your seed, which is the 12 words you used as your password when you created it. And that seed is cryptographically linked to the blockchain. So there's a code that links those 12 words and represents these letters and numbers, which are your private key.
How do I retrieve my private key using that?
So if your Bread Wallet goes bust and you go and open a different Bread Wallet somewhere else, then all you need to do is remember those 12 words, have them written down, and then you'll never have to remember your private key. So now we're getting to the good stuff a little bit. We have the two wallets which we mentioned, Bread for your mobile and Electrum for your desktop. So for your mobile, this is a basic synopsis of what's good and bad about Bread Wallet. To be honest, it's not 100% up to date, but it's easy to use, it's free, connects directly to the Bitcoin network so you have your private key. It's the best if you're a beginner to start there. The negatives, like I think Mo mentioned, it doesn't have two-factor authentication. It's not that important if you're just at the very beginning.
It says your ability to buy Bitcoin directly through the app. How do you do that?
You can do it with your credit card, with your bank, or with an ATM, actually.
Cash?
Yeah. So that would be a way to kind of get around your ID.
Okay.
A little bit. But at the bottom here, it says it does not support altcoins. And like I showed you before, that's not true anymore.
What is an altcoin?
So an altcoin is an alternative coin. So anything that's not Bitcoin.
That just shows you how much Bitcoin rules the market. There's Bitcoin and then there's
Everything
altcoins.
else.
So Electrum is a little bit more difficult to install.
But it's very easy to use. It's open source, so it's free. And it changes as the market changes. It connects to your hardware wallet. So if you do get more advanced later and you use something that's not online, you use a cold wallet offline, this will be able to function with that. So this is your bridge from, you start with bread and you get your cryptocurrency and you get used to it. And then this is your bridge to the rest of the Bitcoin world. Yeah. So now we're actually getting into the nitty gritty and we're actually setting up. After you download the Bread wallet, you'll see something like this, which is you make your 6-digit PIN, which is what I entered on my phone to open it, like you open your phone. If you want to do fingerprint, you can. And then it mentions here paper key, which is the seed or the private key we mentioned that you write down.
In order to access it in case you lose your Bitcoin, right?
Exactly. So Bread wallet was super easy to set up. It took us 10 seconds to explain that. Anybody can do it. It's super easy. And then this is getting into how to set up Electrum. So when you go to the Electrum website, you'll see this to download. And if you use any of these systems, Windows, Linux, Mac, or Android, you can download it. Once you actually download the Electrum wallet, then you have to actually create your wallet. Press create new wallet, and then a standard wallet is best. Before we were talking about the private key, right? It can be a lot of letters and numbers on a blockchain, but now we only have to remember this 12-word code to access our private information. So remember this, write it down, and never lose it, because this is what you will use both on Bread wallet and on Electrum to retrieve if you ever lose your computer or the software gets disturbed.
And should you email this to yourself?
Hell no. Don't put it on Google Drive. Don't email it to yourself.
Because somebody can hack your email and then recover your wallet from Russia or
anywhere in the world.
Tanzania or whatever.
Exactly.
And then where does your Bitcoin go?
Gone. So this is the most important. Then this is creating an Electrum password. And like any other thing you download onto your computer as a piece of software, make a password and remember it. And then this is what your Electrum wallet will look like. So once you actually want to receive Bitcoin here, you will put in your receiving address in your Bread wallet to get your Bitcoin from your Bread wallet to your Electrum wallet.
So that receiving address, if you want to receive money from somebody, that alphanumeric code in the receiving address, you just copy and paste that and send it to someone, or the QR code on the right-hand side. Let them know, hey, this is my cryptocurrency address. Send the payment here. Once they send the payment, you can go to blockchain.com and then check on the blockchain by typing in this address, and you can see if the money has been sent or not, in case you're dealing with somebody you don't know. If you do not see the transaction confirmed, this person is lying to you, or they input the address wrong, or you put in the wrong address. But
exactly,
as long as you copy and paste that address and they copy it directly, once the money is set, you personally will be able to verify it, and as well as anybody who has your address, really.
So we're getting to the home stretch. So Mo C wrote shorthand earlier, does Bread wallet have 2FA, two-factor authentication, which is a long thing to say, but basically Bread wallet does not. But once you move it to Electrum, you will be able to add an extra layer of security to your wallet. You add this authenticator from Google. Just go to google.com and type in authenticator, download it, and every time you sign in with your actual normal password, it changes basically every
60 seconds or something.
60 or 40 seconds. Yeah, it's an extra layer of security so hackers can't get into, as Google has very easily put it here.
But if you reset your phone or delete the Google Authenticator app, this is important. If you delete Google Authenticator off of your phone, all of those accounts are going to be very hard to reopen. Authenticators are really just used, not just for exchanges for the most part?
No, it's used for the web, or for the software wallet like Electrum, and it's also used for exchanges. It's an extra layer of security, so if you have this, it will reduce the ability to hack your wallet or the exchange where you have your stuff by about 90%. So it's very useful. It's encryption, right? So all of this is encryption. So similar to your private key seed, which you remember 12 words for, you can write down or remember words that have your authenticator connection, basically. So once you have those on paper, then if something like that happens, you can recover it very easily. But Google has a very in-depth way to do that. Please read Google's FAQ.